Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Chair Yoga with Anna. It's an honor to be here with our congregation of our people's congregation of Shakers and Movers. I have so much on my mind, so I apologize if I stumble over my words. But welcome back. It's still nice to be back, taking some deep breaths with everyone. And two things I wanted to just give a shout out and thanks to all our veterans that have sacrificed in the past, present, and will sacrifice in the future, honoring those that are present with living with chronic pain or dis-ease in their bodies. And I just want to offer this practice to them, honoring them and knowing that they do have something to come to. Everyone has something to come to, that we have a choice to come to this place of easing our suffering with the beautiful practice of yoga, breath work, and meditation. It does help with chronic pain and easing inflammation, stretches your muscles out and ligaments, and eases the mind, as well as connecting the mind, body, and soul. So just want to take a moment to honor those that have sacrificed themselves and coming to this place of union with us and all of us in community honoring each other. And just beginning to take those deep breaths in and out. Settling into your practice. Coming to a place of stillness, and the hardest part of that is arriving to this moment and being present. I also want to honor our church here and being here in the chapel and in community with PCS&M. Another thing that's coming in is keeping our vibrations high, and with the beautiful ceremony every Saturday with music, I want to bring in a reading based on the music that we hear that keeps our vibrations high. So I'll begin with that reading, and this honors all of us. From the Radiant Sutras. Immerse yourself in the rapture of music. You know what you love? Go there. Tend to each note, each chord, rising up from silence and dissolving again. Vibrating strings draw us into spacious resonance of the heart. The body becomes light as the sky, and you one with the great musician, who is even now singing us into existence. Such beautiful words to keep our vibrations high and flowing and staying connected as one within community. So coming to a place here where we set our intentions through stillness and bringing the thoughts in just to have a moment to center yourself for your practice. It is intention that drives our actions, and these intentions carry us through our practice and we take into our daily lives. Let's bring our hands to heart. If they're already there, wonderful. And let's take a deep breath in together. And a long exhale out. Let's swallow at the back of our throats. And flutter our eyes open. Give ourselves a little smile. And let's inhale. Bring the arms up. Bring the palms to touch. Bring the palms down to heart. Feel those thumbs press in the sternum. Pull your navel in, lengthen through the crown. Take another breath in, let the palms rise together, up above the head, and then flip the palms, press everything away. Beautiful. Inhale, let your palms rise. Palms press together. Exhale, bring them down to heart. All right, from here, let's relax our hands and come down to our feet. So let's inhale and lift the heels up, just press into those toes, feel the calves contract, and then lower the heels, lift the toes, lower the toes, lift the heels, lower the heels, lift the toes. And then from here, lower the toes, spread the toes, and then just gently tap the feet and release. Extend that left foot out, begin to rotate the ankles, getting into a little movement there. And then bring the foot to center, bring that knee towards the chest. And release. Right foot extends out, rotating the ankle. And rotating the opposite direction. And then bringing it back. Let's actually bring that right knee towards the chest. Let's flex the foot here, point it and rotate it. And release. Let's bring that left knee towards our chest again. Flex the foot, point the foot, and rotate it. And release there. And then bring that right knee once again towards the chest. This time, bring that right knee and guide it towards that right shoulder. And then release, other side. Left knee comes towards the chest, gently guiding it towards that left shoulder. And release. Beautiful. Let's inhale, arms come up. Flip the palms, exhale, float the arms down. Let's reach back to expand the chest and the heart. I feel like a Care Bear. Sending out my love. And then from here, relaxing the shoulders, roll the shoulders back. I just love that meme. All right. From here, relaxing the hands, maybe just giving the shoulders a little shake back and forth, and then rolling the head however you feel comfortable. And then bringing the head back to center. Let's take the gaze over to the left side. Gaze comes back to center, taking it over to the other side. Bring the gaze back to center. Let's take that left ear to the left shoulder. And then come back to center, right ear towards the right shoulder. And then come back to center, also acknowledging all those that are here and all those that are back home. Inhale together. Wow, we're one whole community. Exhale, and we're all doing the same thing. Whew. Left arm over the left ear. Reach through the fingertips. It feels so good. And exhale, float it back down. Inhale, right arm over the right ear. Stretch it out. And then gently float it back. All right, hands on the lap. Let's get into a little spinal stretch. Let's press the heart forward on the inhale. And bring the gaze up. And on the exhale, bring the chin to chest. Roll the shoulders forward, round the spine. And then gently inhale, pressing the heart forward, leading with the heart, taking the gaze up. Exhaling, chin moves towards the chest. And you're also tucking the tail here. Continue back and forth for a few more breaths. And then another reminder to always listen to your body and practice with compassion. If there's something that doesn't feel good, do not feel pressured to go through the movement, coming back to center, just honoring your body where it is because it's doing the best it can, and we are giving it love. Once again, taking the gaze over to the right side. This time, bring the nose towards the shoulder. And hold here for a breath. And then let's get our nose down across the chest, bring it up the other side. And then nose goes towards the shoulder. Let's bring it across the chest again. And coming up over to the left side, gaze comes back to center. Beautiful. All right, let's take that left hand, bring it over to the top of the right ear and gently guide your head over to the side. Just a little weight there. And then let's extend that right arm out. Maybe bring it back a little bit. Maybe lower it. Just see how it feels. Just taking these gentle movements with the arm. Reaching back. Just feeling what your body wants to feel. And then ease off there. Bring the head back to center. Release that hand. Right hand comes up above the left ear, guiding your head towards the shoulder gently. No extra pressure here, just the weight of the hand. And then let's extend that left arm out. Maybe palm faces back, reaching back. And then gently guiding ourselves back to center and releasing the hand. Arms come back up. Take a deep breath in and exhale, letting it all go. Let's roll the shoulders forward. All right, from here, let's sit up nice and tall. Let's rotate our torso within our pelvic bowl. Actually, you know what we're going to do today before we get into that? Let's do some pelvic tilts. So we don't really do this that often, but I think that it's a nice benefit to get into the flexors and just feel the movement of the hips. So sitting up nice and tall, take a moment here to tuck the tail in and then bring the tail out. So we're doing this motion forward and bringing the hips back. And as you're doing this, breathe. Inhaling and exhaling with the movement. And pull the navel in and hold in as you do these pelvic tilts. So we're strengthening the lower part of the body, really getting into the abdomen here. And then stimulating the root and sacral chakras. And then gently guiding yourself back to center. So notice here, you have a posterior tilt here as you rotate back and an anterior tilt as you rotate forward. So when you come to neutral, you're coming just right in the middle. That's a neutral spine right there. So once again, rotating or tilting the hips, posteriorly gives you that hypercurve. Anteriorly gives you that tuck tail, and then coming to center gives you that neutral spine. Inhale, arms come up. Let's interlace the fingers, flip the palms, reach up. Pull the navel in, gently guide yourself over to the left side. Come back to center and guide yourself to the right. Come back to center. Let's lower our arms down in front of us. Release the fingers, hands, and flip the palm of the left. Guide your fingers back with the right. Getting into our tendons from all the computer work, texting, selfie taking moments that we have during our day. And then flip the palm up and bring those fingers back. And then gently guide your thumb back. Just give it a nice little stretch there. Other side. Flip the right palm up and guide those fingers back with the left hand. And then gently palm flips up, guiding those fingers back again. And then gently stretch out that little thumb. And then let's extend our palms out, really stretching those fingers out, and then let's bring our hands to a fist. Stretching out, tight fist, stretching out, tight fist, and then gently rotating the wrists, floating them all the way back down. So I did also want to bring in the subject of triggers. Let's inhale, arms come up, and exhale, and the importance of breath and connecting to your breath in those moments. Let's roll the shoulders back. Arms come to the lap. Let's bring that left hand to the right shoulder. Left hand to right shoulder. And then gently guide that shoulder back. So I got triggered twice yesterday. Come back to center. You never know when those triggers are going to happen. Release that left arm. Right arm comes to the left shoulder. Guide that shoulder back. And it can happen while you're driving. It could happen while you listen to a song. It could happen as a reminder of a conversation, in conversation, and then come back to center. But one of the things that helps me is really tapping into your breath. Let's inhale, arms come up. So I did a lot of deep breathing yesterday. Flip the palms, float the arms down. So I just wanted to remind you that you always have your breath. Let's sweep the arms up. Let's look up at the palms. Let's reach back for a little micro back bend here. And then let's flip the palms, come back to center, slightly tuck the tail in, float the arms down. Inhale, sweep the arms up, parallel to the ears, and then let's reach back, look up at the palms, and then flip the palms, float the arms down. So a lot of deep breathing yesterday. And bring your hands to your lap. Let's bring that left knee to your chest. So thank God we have our breath, because I think that I would hyperventilate if I didn't have those deep breaths. And then gently. So I just want to remind you all, bring the other knee to your chest. When you're feeling your blood start to boil, when you're feeling that tension come into the body, let's release. When you're feeling your heart rate start to pound and rise, tap into that deep breath, because that's what saved me, and I know it can save you from reacting in a way that you may not want to react. Let's inhale, arms come up. And exhale, float the arms down. Let's bring the hands to center. And layer one hand over the other. I have my right over my left. And from here, let's take a deep breath. Feel the belly fill up. As you exhale, draw the navel in. Deflating like a balloon. Inhale. Feel the belly expand. Now, I'm exaggerating here, but these are the breaths that we're taking in to fill the belly. And I was in my car yesterday when I got triggered twice in different occasions. And while I was driving, continue to breathe, fill in the belly. I didn't exactly bring my hands to the belly, but I was doing these kind of deep breaths as I was behind the wheel. And it really did help a lot. Now, when emotions rise, let's release there. Let's inhale, arms come back up. Exhale, float it down. Tears can stream, reach back. Tears can stream, and it's okay to feel. We may not want to feel, but it's important, if we do feel, we can move through it. Press the chest forward. Then bring the hands, as you have your chest forward, bring the hands to the lap, tuck the elbows in, continue to press the chest forward, bring the shoulders back, going into cobra. And then from here, let's come back to center, coming back to a neutral spine. Inhale, arms come up. We're going to go into a forward fold. Let's look up at the palms and reach back. Exhale, let's swan dive down and lower your head. And then maybe taking the gaze to the left and to the right. Maybe taking the gaze up and down. And again, if you want to help with the lift, you can also bring a block or a book. On the next breath, let's place our hands on our shins or on a block or book. Lift the chest here. Shoulders are back. Pull the navel in. Keep that navel active. Hands on the lap, coming all the way back up to seated. Beautiful. Let's inhale that right arm up, and that left leg is going to rise. Flex the foot. Pull the navel in, and gently we float down. Other side. Inhale, that left arm rises. Right foot rises. Right leg rises. And then gently floating everything back down. We're going to repeat. Right arm rises, left leg rises, flex the foot, and then floating it back down. So I just had to share my experience because it happens to all of us. I may have, a yoga practice going on, but I'm human. Lower down. But the gift is to tap into ourselves. We're better than our reactions for sure. Let's inhale, arms come up. And exhale. And one little secret, it's not really a secret that I want to share, but it's something personal. I did look at myself in the mirror yesterday and said, I was proud of you. When do we talk to ourselves? And when we talk to ourselves, talk positively. So I did say, I'm proud of you. I am proud of myself. Let's inhale for just taking that responsibility of deep breathing instead of flipping somebody else off or saying something I did want to say. Let's reach back. Let's keep it real, right? And let's forward fold again. Inhale for your half lift. And then gently let's come back to seated. Whew. All right. Let's stand. Let's ground the feet and lift up. And let's take a nice deep stretch going into a downward facing dog. All right, so hands can come onto the back of the chair. Take a few steps back. And if you need to shimmy the chair forward or shimmy yourself back, you can. So just make sure that your feet are nice and flat and grounded on the ground. And then from here, begin to shift the hips back, lower the head, and then gently just bringing the head as parallel to the biceps as possible. All right, from here, shifting the hips back, reach the arms forward, and this is where I'm going to bring my shoulders back into their sockets. Right now, they're reaching out. Now I'm going to bring my shoulders in. All right, so that gives me a bit of an expansion in the upper back. My hips are reaching back simultaneously, giving me that stretch in the upper, mid, and lower back. All right, so from here, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to let go of the chair and come into a forward fold. We can release here, come down into a forward fold, lift those hips up, bring the head down. And then from here, let's place the hands on the shins, coming into our half lift, and we're going to root to rise, come all the way back up, arms rise, palms press together, palms come to heart. Beautiful. All right, coming a few steps forward to the back of the chair. And let's take a step back with our left foot. Just a comfortable step back. Back foot's at a 45-degree angle. We're going to bend that front knee. All right. From here, inhale, arms come up. And let's extend that front leg. And then exhale, we're going to bend that front knee and lower down. Pull the navel in. Inhale, let's extend up. Exhale, come back down and sink. Extend the arms out and then reach back if it's accessible to you. And interlace the fingers. Reach the wrist towards the palms. Open up the chest. And then gently guide that gaze or drishti towards the sky. And then from here, release, bringing yourself back to center, arms rise. And then this time, take a nice deep inhale, lengthen here, reach up, and then exhale. We're going to hinge at the hips, just angling ourselves, making a nice, beautiful angle with our bodies. Pull the navel in, lift the chest. And on the exhale, come all the way back up. And then gently lower the arms. Bring that back foot to meet the front. Come onto your tippy toes here. And then take a gentle lean forward. Bring the shoulders back, coming into a a little modified plank. And then gently lower down. Take a step back with the right. Little 45-degree angle so the feet aren't directly behind each other, bending that front knee. Remember your anchors here. So that back outer edge of that back foot and the front toe mound. Anchor in, pull the navel in, sweep the arms up. Beautiful. Let's extend up. And exhale, lower down, coming into cactus. Let's do that again. Reach up. And then extend back down. Cactus arms. Extend the arms out. Flip the palms. Reach back. Interlace the fingers or palms just facing each other, reaching back. If you have your fingers interlaced, reach those wrists and feel the chest open as the wrists reach down towards the heels. Gently guide the gaze. Feel your anchors and feel how solid you feel. Pull the navel in and notice all those sensations when you micro adjust all those movements like pulling in the navel. From here, release the hands, bring the gaze back to center, let your arms rise. Back up, beautiful. And then from here, we're going to take that hinge forward. Continue to pull the navel in and breathe. So the weight is shifting forward, so really important to keep that back leg really nice and strong. Lift the chest. And then gently guiding yourself back up. Flip the palms, float the arms down. So there I let go of my anchors. And you see, that's what happens. Lower the arms down. So I think I've given you guys an example of the anchors. So I often teach that. So that obviously happens when you let go of the anchors, and I let go of them too soon. So you really have to ground in, and I'm just going to demonstrate one more time what just happened. So here I am loose, and I loosened up before, and there went my balance. So really feel that back outer edge of that back foot. And part of the issue that I have right now is that half of my foot is hanging off the rock and the other half was on the ground, the solid ground. So there went my wobble. So that's why I highly recommend to stay on even ground. Feel the anchors. And actually, let's lower the arms down, bring them to the hips. Take a moment. Feel that front toe mound ground and that back outer edge. I love being the prime example of what happens when this happens. So, and that's how we learn, right? So there's my grounding. And when I don't ground and I loosen and that leg is loose, I wobble. So keeping that back leg, that's why I emphasize keeping that back leg nice and toned and strong, and then grounding that big toe mound. This is where now I'm solid. So this is where you see me really nice and strong. And then this is where I let go of the anchors and you saw me wobble. So it happens to me too. So let's float the arms down if you have them up. And then let's bring that back foot to meet the front. Thank you for humoring me. Let's inhale, arms come back up. Let's reach back for that micro back bend. Beautiful. And then let's come back to center, coming into our mountain pose. Strong pose here. Bring the feet close together, hip distance apart. Let your toes point forward, heels behind the toes. And now you're really going to feel this groundedness here. So let's start from the ground up. Tap into the 4 or 3 points in your foot, in the soles of your feet. From here, tone the legs. So really feel that pull up, that energy rise up the legs. Pull the navel in and up and your chest rises. And then let's bring the shoulders, let's frame the back body, bringing the shoulders up towards the ears and rolling them back. Pull the navel in because it has a tendency to loosen. Wrists ground towards the earth. And then the chin slightly tucks, keeping the spine nice and straight. All right, so this is where you're really going to feel those anchors, and I'll tell you how. Shift the weight forward into the front of the feet. Shift the weight back into the heels. Shift the weight over to the right. shift the weight over to the left. Now let's come back to center. Close your eyes. Shift the weight forward to the front of the feet. Shift the weight back into the heels. Come back to center. Shift the weight over to the right. Notice how that feels in the feet with your eyes closed. And then we're going to shift the weight over to the left. And then we come back to center. We can flutter our eyes open or keep them closed just to get a moment of those, integrating those sensations in. All right, let's inhale, arms come back up. And exhale, letting all that go and loosening up the legs. Let's stretch out once again, bring those feet back, coming back into our downward facing dog. Shift the hips back, lower the head down parallel to the arms. And then from here, let's lift the heels up. We're gonna bend the knees, shift the hips down and coming into a bear pose. Okay, so keeping the gaze down and then lower the heels, lift the hips back up, coming back into your downward facing dog. Again, lift the heels, bend the knees, shift the hips down, coming into a bear pose. And try to keep the shoulders away from the ears just as much as you can, and then gently lower the heels, lengthen the legs down, coming back to your downward facing dog. We're going to do that one more time. Lift the heels, bend the knees, shift the hips down, and breathe. And then from here, lowering the heels, coming back to that downward facing dog, and then gently walking back to the back of the chair. And let's take a nice deep breath in and out. Begin to hinge and lift that left leg up, using the chair as a support. Now you can lower down as far down as you want or just a nice angle. If you want to play with the balance here, you can reach out with that opposite arm. And then gently coming all the way back up and lowering that arm down. And then from here, let's hinge, bringing that right leg up, going as far as it feels comfortable to you. Extend that left arm out. And then let's bring our thumb and index finger together for a little mudra. And then let's release the mudra, float the arm back down. Beautiful. Let's inhale, arms rise. Look up at the palms, reach back. Exhale, let's swan dive down into our forward fold. Adjust your feet as necessary. Lower the head. Inhale, tent the fingers, lift the chest, coming for your half, up for your half lift. And then let's root to rise, come all the way back up. Arms come up above the head, palms touch, and palms come to heart. All right, let's sit back in our chair. I think I pressed and pushed that chair forward. All right. Let's sit up nice and tall. And actually, I'm going to bring this block here. And I'm going to give you guys just an idea if you want to bring in a block, if you have a block at home, or a stack of books. But I'm going to remove this book. And if you don't, that's okay. All we're doing right now is bringing the soles of the feet together, letting the knees fall open and letting the hips open naturally. So what you might want to do is scoot towards the top edge of the chair. Sometimes chairs have a little curve in them, so it presses the hips closer together. So if you're feeling that, you want to just gently shimmy to the front of the chair. And then just take a moment here, feel the hips just relax and fall open. From here, hands on the knees, we're going to hinge forward, tuck the elbows close to the body. Keep the spine and the neck aligned by slightly tucking the chin without rounding the spine. Take a nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, bringing the body back to center, releasing here. And then let's go into a pigeon pose. So we have 3 options to either bring the foot over the ankle. I'm going to start on the left side. Just depending on what's going on with your hips, you can also cross the leg here, flexing the foot. Now the progression would be moving the foot to the thigh and then letting the hip fall open here, resting the hands on the inner knee, inner ankle. Inhale, lengthen through the crown. And then just watch your knee here and see if it collapses outward or inward, just adjusting it and bringing back into alignment. Begin to hinge forward. Notice if that right foot is not grounding or the toes are lifting, and just grounding the foot. Keeping the gaze towards your toes or towards the front of the feet. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, lengthen, pull the navel in. Maybe hinging a little bit more and being compassionate about the things that you're feeling in your body. Breathing through and using the breath to move through the sensations. Gently come back up. Other side. Releasing there and then bringing that right foot over to the left thigh. Flexing the foot. Take a nice deep breath, lengthen through the crown and tuck those elbows close to the body and begin to hinge on the exhale. Breathing in nice and deep as you pull the navel in, keeping the core nice and tucked. One more round of breath. And on the exhale, coming back up and releasing. All right. Inhale, arms come back up. Take a nice deep breath and stretch up and back. And then exhale, flip the palms, float everything down. Inhale that left arm up and across the body over to the right knee. Option with the right hand to hold onto the chair. Take a nice inhale, lengthen here through the crown, pull the navel in, and then take your twist. Take the gaze over the shoulder and watch how your body follows your gaze. Pull the navel in and breathe through the sensations. Let's come back to center, unwinding slowly. Head comes back last. Readjust your eyes. And then gently, right arm comes up and across the body to the left knee. That left hand can support onto the chair. Inhale, lengthen, pull that navel in. Take that twist over to the left side. Watch that gaze go over the shoulder and feel the body follow. And gently coming back to center, releasing the hands, head comes back last, adjust your gaze. All right, mountain pose, sitting up nice and tall, activate the legs, ground the feet in, and then let's inhale, arms come up, and then from here, flip the palms down, gently press down. Then bring the arms back up, flip the palms, bring the energy up. And then bring it back down. Bring it back up to the chest. Flip the palms towards each other and then press that energy out. And then bring it in, gather it in at the base here. Hold here. All right, so sitting comfortably and then gently releasing the hands, placing them on your lap the way you feel comfortable. And then bringing your hands, the awareness of the hands, into a mudra you may want to bring in. So I invite you usually to do Gyan Mudra, which is touching the index fingers and the thumbs together. Option to also bow to your inner wisdom by placing the thumb on top of the index finger. So just right on top of that first joint. And so we continue to tap into our inner wisdom, bowing to our higher selves, bringing that energy in, getting comfortable in our chairs as we move into stillness, where we tap into our inner wisdom. Let's soften the gaze or close our eyes. Bring the awareness to the breath. Notice as your body relaxes with every exhale, and here is the opportunity to release what no longer serves, letting go, maybe surrendering, feeling that sensation of lightness in the body as the crown lifts. And feeling light in spirit as we just stimulated all of our chakras and moved that heaviness out of our bodies. So grateful for that. So settling in, feel your feet ground, legs relax, shoulders soften. Notice if you're clenching your jaw and just releasing the jaw, turning the corners of the mouth up into a smile. Relaxing the brows. Enjoy your final relaxation pose in Shavasana, where we absorb and integrate all of the benefits of this beautiful practice we've done today. Shavasana. And as you relax here, remembering the words to the sutra, of bringing the awareness to those notes in the music and letting them dance and letting them just lift your spirit and your vibration. So if your mind begins to wander, and it will, remembering to come back to the breath. As you breathe in, feel the belly rise, chest rises, and as you exhale, let the belly fall, chest falls. Inhaling, chest rises, belly rises. Exhaling, letting the belly fall, chest falls. Those thoughts can look like clouds just floating away. Remembering the gaze can go down towards the chin to ground, or up to your third eye or behind the cheekbones. Beginning to bring awareness back into the body by wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers, and fluttering the eyes open, actually keeping the eyes closed, as you begin to bring awareness back into the body. And then join me with your hands at heart center, inviting you to bring your prayer hands up to your third eye as a reminder to think kind thoughts, down in front of our lips as a reminder to speak kind words, and back down to our hearts as a reminder to live life full of love, joy, and grace and high vibrations. It's an honor for me to be here to guide your practice as I deeply bow to all of you from my heart to yours. Thank you for joining me today. You're welcome.